Wait, did you specially ask for Albanese gummy bears?
Yes, that's exactly what she said. Specifically,
Albanese
gummy bears. Hello, guys.
Hey! What's up?
Related shit. Per usual. But it wasn't our fault this time.
It wasn't our fault.
Wasn't our fault at all. If you count, we're supposed to have 4 men, right? You count 1, 2, 3, skip a few, and no one else. That's because our 4th one, this is Fatherhood. He had daddy issues. He had daddy things to do.
We had daddy things to do.
We waited as long as we could, but daddy duty calls.
And life must go on.
For sure. Like this
Yeah.
show. So what's up, guys?
Welcome back. So this
What's
is
happening?
Fatherhood. This
is
is
Fatherhood.
Fatherhood.
It's my baby daddy.
I am the father for children.
Remember one of our episodes a long time ago about relationships? And I said, if you watch, you probably see some blossoming. They now have children together.
They do.
Did you say that really?
Yeah.
I did. I sure did. Go back and watch it.
That one gotta work fast when you get
I
the
mean,
free.
you didn't have to agree to it, but I for sure said it.
Really? Don't.
I said quiet though.
So let's run it down because y'all know who we are.
What it do?
What's your name, fool?
My name's Justin.
This is my brother.
This my brother. This my brother.
It's my brother.
He live here. No, literally, that's my brother. He's kind of a dick. What's your name?
Right.
That's her
It's
sugar.
Right.
Also,
And this right here is the Big Daddy.
What's
your name?
She only called him that.
She the only person.
Why you
who's
scared to answer?
Like he can't answer.
Right.
He don't want the wrong answer.
Question mark behind
My
that.
mama named me Brian.
I think that's what my name is.
I believe.
My name's Brian.
Why you peeking?
That's right, baby. You have confidence when you say your name. And all of these men got kids.
They all.
Yeah.
They all have children.
They's the pappas.
If you believe DNA test.
Stop.
Yeah.
Stop.
If you believe
So I have 1 children.
So
I have
he's-
1 children.
He's the single. Okay, so in our friend dynamic, okay, you either have no kids, her and Aaron, or you got 2.
The rest of us.
The rest of us.
But I had twins though.
Hold on,
I had
man.
twins.
I didn't say births. I
Still
said
2.
kids. Sit
It's
down.
still
That's
2.
still-
So
I just had to throw it out there. I just had to throw it out there.
It's still 2.
I just had to throw it out there.
You want to tell them how you had them too? Cause
Listen, okay, it was a long story.
short story is that she had a C-section,
Was
so
it that long?
that thing still waiting in the family.
Oh.
You're welcome. Hey.
Which one? That's Facebook.
Yeah, me and Kim got 2 kids. Danny got 2 kids. Tab got 2 kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody got
Everybody.
2 kids.
Everybody got 2.
One master.
Or none.
And he got one little tornado.
Save him.
Must be
So,
about to have
you
another.
have-
So you around everybody with 2?
Oh yeah,
He
it's
got one
contagious.
son. It's a junior.
You got a boy?
Why you gotta say it's a junior? Like he not a he.
Like,
It is.
We know the sex
It's
of
gonna
him.
be a girl.
We know the sex of him. He boy.
No.
He got a boy.
You know the sex
The boy a junior.
It's a dude.
Whatever. Together they have
Somebody
2 daughters.
is watching and saying things, but I can't
Hi, Donna, do you
Hello
have
there.
I'm pulling
the
it up.
one time that
That
can be
you
on
get to
Facebook
do
with
it.
us.
And
sorry,
you
what?
see. She on somebody's picture.
No, I wasn't. I went to click.
Ah!
I went to click. This is
But she
podcast.
be beefing with me and
Right.
on
No.
Facebook.
No, listen.
Even
I
when
went to click.
somebody's talking to us, you still not there.
Hi,
It
people.
was
Wherever
the
you
first
are.
thing here, and then it just
Hello.
went away when I clicked it.
She lied.
I'm not.
She
Right.
on Tinder. We watching her be.
Whoa!
Swipe left
You looking for a
and
date?
move
babe?
on.
Ain't she supposed to be watching
She
y'all?
trying to celebrate Father's Day next week.
Okay.
But
She
she
trying to
make
be somebody's
somebody
step mammy.
No.
Ma'am, how are you
She
still
really
not
having a
there?
heart attack. Like,
I am. Oh, there it goes.
look at God. Won't he do it?
Well, you still
Anyway.
have to go up there so we can see who's talking to us.
hey, whoever that is.
Hi,
Tyrone Knight said hi, family.
Hey.
Ken James said hello.
Hello.
Whatever. All the time.
What up,
Than a wet mess.
You know you don't be knowing your family real name like that.
Right.
Like all the time.
Cause
You know
Ty-
their big name.
Right. Well, cause like every week, Gail chime in, but her name on Facebook is Diane. So
you be like, who? Yeah.
Like, hey,
And they be like,
oh, that's my auntie.
Oh, right.
Hey, auntie. Hey, auntie.
You is.
yeah. So they have 2 girls together who are preteens.
Teenagers.
Oh god.
They're teenagers. So go ahead
They
and
have
say it.
preteens. That's a whole nother thing I ain't ready to deal with.
Lord.
Which is crazy because we also have 2 girls.
Only got
I
one.
know y'all done heard them before, but well, we have 2 girls, and then we have a boy and a girl.
Yeah.
Cause we the godparents, so this one's kid.
Exactly.
3
So
girls
we
and a boy.
Yeah, got fucking.
Y'all got four
We
kids.
got a lot of damn kids.
You want to know?
Listen,
It's like that's what
I'm still trying to process.
I feel you. I feel you.
I just twitched
When you ready.
If you
When
process
you
the phone,
ready.
you might as well just do 6.
You might as well.
You might
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm
What kind of fucked up math is this?
You know, like my finances haven't.
Just
Love
give
that.
them 2 twin boys, and then you'll be done.
We will
What?
assist.
Give them twin boys, then you're done.
Yeah.
You got 2 girl
Wait.
boys.
What? You
Nigga
wish
thinking about
it.
it like that.
We said 6 kids. How else you expect her to do it? She got one more
We were
person.
talking
Maybe
about
talking
ours.
they kids. I don't know why they're trying to give my kids away.
Like I feel like
I
would have,
wanna
like,
know
feel
why.
Like Superman, if I made twins, like 2 boys. Like I feel like I got like super.
That's legit.
Would y'all feel like Superman if y'all were able to shoot out twins?
No, I would feel exhausted.
Not you. I was asking the
You
men.
can't
Oh.
shoot. I mean, you shoot them out.
And 2 boys?
But you don't.
I mean, it doesn't matter. It's 2
Yeah,
kids.
no, it definitely matters.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it
Yeah.
definitely
2 boys, you
matters.
like, oh snap.
Okay, well, how'd you
But
feel?
this is
Like,
You
coming
got
from
2 boys.
this is coming from dads that have girls.
Right.
Right.
Like they don't have not
You
us.
see this one here, solid. He like,
He like,
He got one, so yeah.
I'm more of a Batman. He like, I'm more of
Right.
a Batman myself, really. Like,
I actually called him Batman Chalupa for the longest.
Super,
Yeah,
super
Chalupa Batman.
Batman.
boy, he was fat.
she embarrassing.
He was good baby fat. Like he ain't have elbows or knuckles. You know, cause when a baby fat,
Yeah.
it looked like he got a rubber band around his
Yeah.
wrist at all times.
Oh yeah, that's
I love fat babies.
Remember when Dwayne
Hey,
put that black
Ashley.
rubber band on his
Hey, Ashley.
His hand circulating on. Whatever.
Yeah.
That.
Boy, Jesus Christ.
Aaron watching.
hey,
What's up, Nick?
hey Tracy.
Hey,
Hey,
Tracy.
Mama, go sleep.
Oh man. So guys,
No,
Fatherhood.
so wait,
Lyric,
so
though.
we know their names
Lyric is
already.
definitely
You have to
watching.
go through who invited
Congrats,
them.
Pooh.
Oh, who made y'all come? Cause not everybody was invited. Some people was demanded.
True that.
My sister made me come.
Oh, she had to make
That's
you
what she
come?
talking about.
Your own
Some
Right,
people
you didn't just want to come on your own.
Well, no. Here's the thing.
He said, nah.
I said, what you
Nah,
doing?
have no desire.
What you doing? On the 14th. He was like, shoot, I don't know. And I was like, all
Like he
right.
got plans.
You coming to the podcast and you're gonna be a guest on the show. He was like, well, what if I say no? And I was like, you coming to the podcast
And you gonna be
and you're gonna be on the show.
What
about
you saying is,
fatherhood.
you should knight this poor man. I appreciate it.
I ain't put my hands on him yet.
You didn't have to. The whole sound of your voice.
She said yeah. Wait
I
a
almost didn't
minute.
make it though, because Justin's graduation. It was very beautiful.
It
It was beautiful.
was beautiful. He
What grade he
graduated
in?
from Child
Pre-K.
Time.
Okay.
Oh, that's a thing.
His face looked just like the way. Like that's how all his smile pictures look. Just a bunch of teeth and no eyes. No. We're not doing this right now.
Oh, he's a proud father.
This fatherhood.
He's a proud father.
Let me bring up the pictures. Let me show you real fast.
Well, while we're getting the pictures of the baby, Tracy
Boy,
said
he
yes.
a man.
Lyric is watching.
Hey, Lyric.
Hey, Lyric.
He about to start their first grade.
And Diana Lamar Davis said, "What's the topic tonight, guys?"
Hey, Gail.
Hey, girl, it's fatherhood.
Oh, he is
Just
so
talking
cute.
about-
That's my cousin Gail.
Okay.
Yeah.
What up, girl?
Diana. You and Diana.
Cute. Both.
She's right. It smells absolutely like the things I had.
Oh yeah.
Look at the
He
baby.
do look like a little something else though. My man's right there.
Why don't you go show one of the cameras?
We not about to
The
put that
baby.
baby out there.
He's a proud father.
Turn that around
on the
like
Father's
these
Day.
people on this camera can see that all the way back here.
Aw.
He wasn't the one that
I
graduated
didn't get us to
today.
get my charger.
But he did it for you.
Oh,
Somebody go show the kid
Look
what
at
he
y'all
did.
time.
You practically standing up.
Child time.
God,
Let me see the picture.
I'm pretty
Bro,
stuck
you
where I'm
would have
at.
saw had you look.
You want to stop it?
Look at the baby.
See, look.
You go to child time.
Really?
So adorable.
Listen, I love
They're
child
expensive.
time. They are expensive, but I love.
Oh,
Look
my
at the
kid go to Trinity
baby.
Child care in preschool.
Listen,
She love Miss Graham
Providence Disco.
and Miss Susie and Miss
I had a
Wendy.
Miss Graham.
Yeah, we had Miss Graham and a Miss
Jayla
Wendy.
had a Miss Graham, and she was awesome.
He had a Wendy at child time.
Okay.
That is
Lord.
some parent
Her name
ass
Wendy?
conversation.
This
Who was Wendy? Oh.
That was
My
Wendy
bad.
Javari.
It was close though. She ain't watching. She good. She good. She
We
ain't
friends
watching.
on Facebook. Miss Whitney, if you watching, he met Whitney.
You know what I'm talking about.
Anyway, Jamari, who invited you?
Oh, I just came.
You are so
I heard it was
childish.
free food, so I came.
You are so childish.
Kim told me to come.
You told me to come. I don't know if you hear all the twisting of the armies that was happening here.
I didn't even really have to twist. I was like,
invited me.
Bitch,
Yeah,
I was giving you some.
Alright, well.
Fucking disgusting.
That's what she
oh
said.
my goodness, lyric.
The
I'm
family
not
love.
saying.
I see that.
Bro,
I feel all
he
the
just put
love.
a wet finger in my ear.
Oh, that's
You know
disrespectful.
what, Willie?
That's disrespectful.
So be measy. Who
Who invited you?
Yeah.
Did you
Who
bring?
invited you? Yeah, so-
Do we see these sunflower seeds?
Oh.
Wait,
No,
what?
no, don't eat those. He already did. He already did. Oh, don't do that.
You gotta finish chewing now.
Don't do that.
And look at me just.
Sorry, guys.
Good ass gummy
So
bears.
this is-
Good ass gummy bears.
I think I was just expected to be here.
Fair
So
enough.
again, like,
Period.
everybody was forced.
Yeah.
I asked someone to come in out here.
All
I
right.
didn't have to twist his arm too much though. He had to breathe.
So, like we were saying, he got a boy, and them two got two girls. Very, very ends of the spectrum. Preteens. I don't even know what the fuck our kids is. They kind of adults.
They are.
Right,
Kinda
they're
tied-
kind of like
they
adult
tied
toddlers.
They tied
Yeah.
Tie adults.
The other day, Bree go, "Mommy, you're so funny, girl." What?
Who are you?
Who is this girl you speak of?
You.
Who is this homegirl? Like,
Bree told me
And
you
am
was
I
her
like clown
girlfriend.
funny, Joe Pesci?
Oh.
Bree said I was our girlfriend.
Kamari says to me often, like, Mom, you're my mom, but you're also like my sister. We're sisters, right? Like, I was like, no. We,
No,
I'm
She
not
done
gonna
created
like,
an
y'all
alternate
live together.
reality for herself.
no, but we like,
We
no,
like
sis.
friends.
no,
Don't you sus me.
right,
Sis.
I will snatch that out your ass.
London just more or less be like, no, they am.
Listen, London.
London.
London be chilling.
Listen, he do
He's
be
the boss
chilling,
baby.
but he rules
London's
her
shady
entire.
like his mama.
Yeah.
Yes.
London be like, and then you be like, he be like, ah! Like, don't you yell at me and then lean in.
He do.
His head heavy, so it look like he's falling. But he really
He did,
Don't
he
do
did
that.
fall
He
face
supports his
forward.
head. He supports his head most of the time.
Man, what was that last
Watch out,
night?
Danny.
Did I come in? Yeah, that was last
Hey,
night.
My
Mom.
mama watching.
Hey,
Hey,
Mom.
Mom.
Hey.
My baby supports his head most of the time. It's really just his jaws.
It is. It's them
They
jaws.
all them
But
boys
last
be
night
so-
he did.
So dang
He was
cute,
sitting there
though.
and he started tealing and he
No,
went
he
head
sat up
first.
and then he just
down.
rocked face forward like
Teeter-totter.
he does sometimes.
That he do got a
You
big
gonna make
head.
that seem like it's normal?
Because it is.
You know,
yeah.
that's okay.
So
It's
what we
not
talking
okay.
about, y'all?
Don't do this.
We talking about fatherhood.
Oh,
We
yeah.
talking about y'all
Okay.
daddies.
Hey, Kim,
Huh?
that ain't what you doing.
Huh?
What are you looking at again?
How you always
You
turn
are-
Okay,
around?
the next
Hold on.
question.
I have a
Looking
valid
at Issa
question.
Rae.
How do
He told.
Kim go on live every week with her volume on?
My volume is always
Her
up.
volume always on. Always.
But you got one job.
Always on.
Jabari, like,
Every week.
I
I
said
tell her
what
all
I
the
said.
But she tried to come at me.
Always.
Like it was a misclick.
Both of y'all special.
I thought we were conversing, so I was just taking a little quick break.
A break from what?
Okay, next
Niggas don't
question. We're gonna start with you again, Turtle. We're gonna go. I like the order that we got going.
You don't call that man Turtle on live, man.
That's his
That's
name.
what we
His
call
name
you.
is Justin.
Justin,
tried to
I'm sorry,
explain,
Justin.
that movie to somebody the other day.
Master of the Sky.
Okay,
Oh, that's funny.
Justin.
Master Disguise
Yeah.
Turtle.
No, he's
Call that man Turtle. I feel you now.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
I'm so sorry. It's
My
a
first
really bad
thought
habit.
was Chipotle.
Sorry, bro.
Oh.
Batman.
I know. I said she was embarrassing and I embarrassed you. My bad.
No, Chalupa Batman. You have
Wait.
to watch The League.
What did you think that fatherhood would be like?
I can't even complain. I thought fatherhood was gonna be like one of my like unfinished and best accomplishment that I would ever do in my life. Cause I don't know, my dad wasn't like always around, and so I like took it as like this is something like I have to do right. And don't get me wrong, I'm like kind of like a helicopter parent, but
What the hell is a helicopter?
like I'm always like, oh my god.
Oh yeah, hovering over
You
it,
know,
right?
but I'm learning
You okay? Yeah, back up.
Yeah.
I'm learning that, like,
He only got one, so he don't know
you know,
no
with
better.
the process of him learning, I'm
You can
learning.
drop the second one.
I have to like let
Aaron
him
says,
like
speak
Get
up.
that
off
shit
his
going, it's
head. Oh,
Erin said she want to hear you.
This kind of like an easy
Oh.
speech. Baby,
Yeah,
you
you
gotta
have
project.
I'm hot.
I don't want to, trigger you.
He said what he said was he.
Oh yeah, she said
Okay.
louder. Auntie
Yeah.
said louder.
Okay.
You mean my
it started
cousin?
off like,
Cousin, auntie, I don't know. She go by two different names.
I thought it was going to be the most wonderful thing that I ever did in my life, considering my dad wasn't always there. And I don't know, it's beautiful just to be doing that every day. Like, because of my situation, I do it every 7 days, but I wish I could do it every day. It's fun. It's hard, but it's fun. Yeah.
Jabari, what did you think
I had a
fatherhood
baby
would
at
be?
20, so what I thought for fatherhood was something totally different.
What?
Well, how old were you when Lil Justin was born?
I want to say 29.
See?
Yeah, you was almost 30.
I was 20.
Yeah.
You was
So what about you,
I didn't
Jabari?
realize
Come
you was
on,
that
come on, we
young.
gotta hear
What
this.
it be like?
20.
What you thought it was gonna be like?
I don't know what I thought it was going to be.
It's the,
I knew the
You
hardness
weren't
of it.
it's the
That's
end
all I
of the
knew about it, you know
world
what I'm
as we
saying?
know it.
But, it was always good.
It was fun making them.
So
The stork brought my children to my front door.
your vagina.
Would you hit him?
She know how they got
So
This
be
boy
mad.
came out the back cave. Your mama know how she can't hit. Sorry,
Gotta
Tracy.
be in the back cave.
Because that's what she
I
always
was like, it's
called
so
it
bad,
back
you know what
cave.
I'm saying?
Because
Oh
me
my
while at the
goodness.
back cave.
So, Brian, what did you think?
Because heroes are born out of this.
Oh
Oh my gosh.
Listen, I don't know what's up with all the Batman references. But
We like
it's like number 4. All right? I ain't saying, then you see the picture.
There's a Batman back there.
Gander. We like comics just a little bit. Just
Okay.
a little bit. What you think it'll be like What it be like?
I don't know. Like I was like, for me, it was more like lovey-dovey. Like I just wanted to see like a manifestation of our love, like in the flesh.
What I'm saying?
And I thought I don't know. I thought it'd be dope. I had a lot of different thoughts. I was scared. I wanted to be like better, like basically do it right, like do all the things that my parents did wrong right. Yeah, that was pretty much my thoughts.
And how old were you when you had your kids?
Hold on. 27 and 28.
See this? I was 19.
No, hold on, wait.
No, 26 and
You
27.
were 25 and 27.
No.
Yes, because we had Bree before your birthday. Technicalities.
This was his question.
Right.
That don't mean it ain't wrong.
You ain't got it.
Okay, well, Jesus,
I was-
like, let
I
him
was
be
old
wrong in
enough.
public, correct him in private, Jesus.
Tracy said TMI turtle. I don't know what you said.
It
They was
fun
one
making.
making them.
Oh, so you just gonna remind
that's
everybody?
right.
Yeah,
What happened?
you ask a question, you might get an answer.
You know?
Thanks, Mom.
Okay.
She said, love you all. Have a good show.
Come on.
Yeah.
She did.
Thank you, Mom.
Thank you, Mom.
I don't know if
See
she
what she
did.
did, Turtle? We got us losing viewers already. Well, it's enough for me. See y'all later.
Okay.
Apologize.
We are so much worse. Don't even think about it.
No,
We
for
are
real. We are terrible.
Actually, we are.
Yeah.
We are awful.
We're
people.
borderline
The worst
Just gonna be honest.
Show
human
you
beings
did
that
your
you
gummy
probably
bear.
met.
I'm an
But
angel, clearly.
You want some gummies?
I'm good.
Oh, I do
You
want
still
some.
got some?
Gummy shirt.
They both did. They both had before. I can say something like, "Well, you got gummy shirt." I'm like,
She was talking to him, but listen.
Right.
I heard gummy shirt.
That's my nephew.
Yes, they
What,
do.
what's good for my nephew was good for me.
Okay.
What is the next question?
Oh my god.
I don't know what was said,
Your
but Em said
funniest
not me.
parent moment.
Your
Funniest parenting moment.
Did I say that weird? Bro, listen.
I was,
This is my second
We
one.
are so bold, right? Because we do our homework every Tuesday, so we all know the questions that's going to be asked. We prepared them earlier. We didn't do that to them.
No,
so
we didn't
everything
ask
that we're
them
asking is
off the
completely
cuff.
off the cuff.
Off the wrist.
So their pauses,
What do you
that's
call doing
why.
this?
So
That's
you guys
genuine.
get
That's your parent.
you guys
Oh wait,
get
we got
Oh, we have a question.
for B-Mac, I think.
what up?
So she had first said her name is Diana Gale. So Diana Gale said, "What do you call doing the right thing, right that your parents did wrong?" Maybe some examples.
Oh, so like first of all, I grew up in a broken home, so I don't want to have that for my kids at any point. So her and I have an agreement that there's no
D word.
There's no D word.
We all know what that is.
I know
I
that's
almost
right.
made a joke.
I thought she was about to say, I know a D word. I was about to say,
And-
J, yeah.
And I mean like so like those are my
I wanted to
initial
say
thoughts.
something. I didn't want to be. I wanted to say something else. I said D word.
Sorry,
three times.
Kim.
So
The word they're talking about is divorce.
Mm.
There is no divorce.
Yeah, so those were my initial thoughts about parenthood. I can't see this
I'm
is my
sorry.
problem about being
Okay,
involved
I'm
in
so
shit.
sorry.
Cause I'm gonna be real frustrated if I can't talk.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I feel you. They do
Sorry.
it to me all the time.
I'm
B.
so sorry.
All the time. I be so mad.
Okay, go ahead, B. I'm sorry.
I ain't saying don't have fun. But yeah, so that was my initial thoughts, like doing the things right to my parents. I thought my parents had did wrong. But like once you actually have kids and start raising them, you realize you kind of like don't know what the hell you're doing anyway. So you kind of figure it out as you go. So like I don't necessarily knock them now for the mistakes that I thought they made when they raised me. I still want to do stuff differently, but yeah,
Shit, I do.
That's legit.
Hell no.
What?
No.
Some
I
things
do.
are
I'm not
unforgivable.
gonna. But I don't know.
He said I
Oh
know.
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't want to be a therapy session, but
It
I
can be that.
digress. No.
It can be that.
We
We
do
just
it.
did
We've done
that.
it. We've had
That's
therapy.
what this is for.
I'm not about to Aisha Curry this thing. Like,
Oh!
I would rather you know, have family therapy.
Don't drag that black woman down.
I feel you.
We all talk about this and not have like Instagram bait. I don't think that's appropriate.
Huh?
That is crazy that you bring that up because he don't have social media.
Right.
Like none. Last social media he had was a Black Planet.
Boy, that was live.
Black Planet was fire.
So if you had like a Black Planet and you said that's fire, that was like great. Why don't you have anything now?
Oh man, so like I came up and Facebook had just started in college and it was just all bad. I mean, all the sex scandals at Wayne, it was horrible. I couldn't do it. I just didn't want to have stupid conversations like, oh, who is this? Who you talking? I'm like, we got bills to pay. I mean, I was in a relationship, so I was like,
over the age.
yeah.
All right.
I mean, that's cool.
So do y'all still need a minute to think of your funniest parent moment? I know you did.
Oh, so is the kids' funniest moment, or is what we did funny with the kids?
Both.
Either.
If you have
If you
to,
have both.
do both. His question was your funniest story of something that happened to the kid or with the kid. So both.
Do you got them?
Man, I'm like,
I mean, I got stories, but like, I don't know, just
Man,
thinking
our kids are hilarious.
I think my funniest one, like if I'll just jump in, was when Bree woke up scared one night that she had a bad dream, and I didn't want her to come sleep in the room with us, so I beat the monster up. I asked her where he was,
Oh, that's legit.
and I stood in her room for like a good 5 minutes shadow boxing,
Like,
and stomping the floor. And then I went back, got back in the bed.
I mean, actually, let him
About
tell the story.
10 minutes later, she started crying again, saying that it was a monster. This time, Ashley came in there with me, and
Y'all jumped
we jumped the monster. And then, and I told her, I was like, if he come back, I gotta shoot him. And so
she
we
tried
beat
to
the
pull that
back.
monster stuff like a couple months later. I said, ain't no monsters in your room. She was like, yes, it is. I said, no, it isn't.
We got them all.
No, I said, what happened to the monster? She said, we beat his ass. I said, we sure did. We fucked him up. He ain't coming back. That was my oldest. She 3. It was acceptable in that context, Judge Mamas. But we beat that monster's ass and he ain't coming back. I don't care what nobody say. The monster ain't coming back.
Anna said she remember that. And were you the monster? Scaring the baby.
Tam said, good answer, Justin. And B-Mac, Father of the Year off that monster fight.
Like the boss.
Because we was in there scrapping like I had a belt
I was
wrapped
sweating.
around my hand and I was just we both, like when he first came back to bed, I was like, babe, you okay? Because I'm in there trying to sleep and I hear furniture moving. I'm like,
It was a real fight.
it was a legit
Nah,
fight.
I took some punches too. Like I had to let them out. You gotta settle
He had a
it.
couple
Like,
of
you know what I'm saying?
gotta
When you
make it
scrapping,
look
you
real.
don't necessarily get it all in on everybody. You got
What time was this though? What time was this?
Right? Like, why are you
Was
lucid
it like
enough
3
in
in
the
the
middle of the
morning?
night
It was
to
like
know
3
to
in the
do
morning.
this?
It was like 3 in the morning.
That's why I
though.
said, why was he so lucid to do this?
Oh yeah, I'm a light sleeper, so I'm barely sleep most
I am,
nights anyway.
Plus, you got to be able to sell stuff to kids in order for them to believe you.
That's
Because
true.
Brooke
That
will
is
look
true.
at you like you're lying.
You're
She's
lying.
shady.
Yeah, like no.
She's shady.
Now Brooke
She
is
like
a shady one.
she like me. She like very like logical.
She's
Usually.
shady like her father.
But anyway, y'all stories.
Well, one of my funniest moments with Justin was like when I started like taking him to the park. Like a lot of the parks in Michigan don't have like bathrooms or porta potties, so like I'd take him to a tree, you know, to a bush to go to the bathroom. So I'm like, you gotta go to the bathroom. He's like, no, we walked all the way home. And I mean, he's talking about you gotta go to the bathroom. Why this man like pull his pants all the way down to his ankles and pees in the driveway like this? I mean, the car
And
driving
he
past. I'm like, damn,
He just sitting there
this.
squirting.
Well, hey, gotta go, gotta
I
go.
was just gonna say, well, he a hero. So.
Oh,
Boy,
dang.
that boy. And he would literally whip it out anywhere to pee. Be
Listen,
like, all right,
you
just
gotta
go to the bathroom before we
Yeah,
leave.
that's part
Okay.
of it. Yeah, it's coming of age.
Yeah.
It's harder with
You
girls.
ever seen
though.
Big
So
Daddy?
you can't do that with girls.
Oh, no.
Wait,
Because
wait,
I have.
Oh no! what
Yes,
you do
that's
is,
what I thought when she said they
you sit them on
moved
the edge of the
the
car, like in the back seat, like on the floor. You will crack the door, and you just have that butt hanging out, and you stand there, grab a coat,
and they have
and they just pee. Boom. So they be like sitting on the edge of the floor.
Are you white?
Oh,
You got tissue?
Oh, I always
Yeah,
keep back
that
in
gives-
the car.
okay.
There you go.
Get you some Meyer wipes. They like $1.
What about you, Javert?
Oh, it's so many bad stories. Let me think. Oh my goodness. I got two. They be tripping.
They do.
Don't listen to them. They have very wonderful girls.
First of
They're,
all,
Oh,
they're,
they
they're
awesome.
wonderful. I
you're the
love
father
my
of the
girls.
Burger Queen, so
First of all, right.
What?
Jayla's the Burger Queen.
yeah.
Well, no, because, Lyra got something to say about that.
Oh, she the Burger Queen?
Oh Jesus.
There you go.
fight?
Hashtag it's a fight.
Oh shoot, they got beef.
That
Literally.
sounds like that's hilarious,
Literally.
actually.
Yeah, they don't play about their Burger King.
Oh wow.
Jesus.
She's so cool.
I don't know. Oh, so many stories.
We only got time for one.
We got one story in the car.
Ooh,
I'm with Jayla, and she probably about maybe 2. And we going to, I don't know why we going to our van, but we going to our van. And so we driving, I'm on the freeway. And so Jayla look at me and say, Daddy, you drive too slow. So I'm going about 70, so I'm like, okay. I'm like, no, I'm doing the speed limit. Okay, that's
Right.
She said, what's the speed limit? I said, speed limit, that's what you can go so the police won't pull you over, you won't get in trouble. She said, oh, okay. So is the speed limit slow?
She's 2. She's 2.
I'm like, 2. I said,
Listen,
you
Jayla
don't know
is
nothing.
shaking.
You don't know nothing about driving. You in the back seat, in the car seat, talking about, I'm going slow.
In
the car seat.
Nigga, come on.
She's shady like
I
him.
feel like all
Definitely.
2-year-olds
They
are
be
shady.
shady.
Because Brooke be like, you are not even my friend. You not.
You never.
That's my favorite.
What she say?
Yeah,
Oh.
she can't put the shh.
So she say
can't get
that's
So
so
when
cute.
In there,
Bree
so
be getting the best of her, and Bree hate when Brooke do that, so she'll just be like,
Brookie, don't do that. Don't shush me, bro. Don't shush. And we the fucking worst because we just be in the front seat laughing.
Listen, we laugh all the time.
You
Can I
got to.
tell the future story?
Future, the rapper?
Yeah. When we see
I
the
know this
King's
story.
dead.
Please.
You
Ooh.
said the
Oh, yeah,
He's probably a better parent than I am.
she don't be on it. She laugh when the time you gotta be like, hey, don't do that. She be like,
I be
you
cracking.
gotta get in that money and then laugh.
That's my fear about being a parent because I'm an ass. So if my kids
Listen.
laugh on
Be
things,
cracking
I'm more
up.
so going to be. I'm going to be completely.
I'm gonna be
entertained
that
too.
parent.
I should probably check my kid. I'm be too busy fucking laughing. Like,
Yep.
So we were in the car listening to the radio version of King's Dead, the song with Kendrick Lamar, Future, and J-Rock. Oh, I'm sorry, J-Rock. It's J-Rock's song. Anyway, so there's this part where Future goes, la-di-da-di-da, slow-mo-da. So the girl, Jayla's in the backseat
So loud.
jamming.
So loud.
All of a sudden, she goes, and she hitting the folks and everything. La-di-da-di-da, slow-mo-da. And my eyes went like this, and I kind of froze, and then I turned this way to look out the window because I started cracking up. He was like, hey, don't say that. You don't even know what that means.
You know what I'm saying?
And
As soon as she said it, I was like, hey, I'm in the car. Hey, don't say that.
He's
Oh,
driving.
goodness.
So I had to legit, after that whole thing, say thank you for being that parent because
Jayla looked at me too, like, what happened?
Like, what are you talking about? I wasn't that parent in that moment because it was real funny. And she was just
pretty sure in Jayla's mind, she's like, he's spitting
she
on the
just,
doorknob.
you know what I'm saying? That's it.
He's
We just
spitting
can't
on
have you
the doorknob.
saying that.
Nah, fam.
This
Nah, man. You know, I think it's just because we're horrible people.
We are possibly horrible.
Because, you know, on the song Hello by the Carters, where Beyonce be like, for you,
Oh,
for
yeah.
you, you're cool. For you, I'm out. Brie be like, sometimes it be like that. I'm going to just let you roll, man. I got to let you live. Cause
You're cool.
I'm like, yo, if they start cutting up in daycare, never mind. Don't do that. Don't do
it.
that.
1 second.
Don't go
no.
in there. Don't do that.
Don't.
I'm going to tell. Don't you
No,
do that.
don't you.
I'm going to whoop your tail.
Okay, so.
Show baby daycare. Hey, Jay, and kids don't play with
No,
that.
she
wild.
comes-
She wild.
That one right there, fight.
That one right there, fight.
Okay, describe your experience on the day of delivery.
I remember that day.
Oh, shit, that's
Everybody said, "Oh,
The
Was it
day
like
of
that for
delivery,
y'all?
so
I
like
remember that day.
all that week, like I had started a new job and they were all cool with it, but like I had went to the hospital like 3 times, like
Yeah.
yeah."
and like that third time it was just like I was ready. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh shit. So they had this thing called like Daddy Down or something like that. So like if you pass out, they'd take care of you. So like I kind of wanted to pass out. So like I could
Really,
get
that's
pampered.
legit.
So I can get
I've
paid.
never heard
You
of
did
that.
like a halfway pass out.
Right, I'm up here like, oh, big man. I'm like, I'll be alright. As long as I don't have to get a shot myself, like, I'll be alright. But, yeah, they had to, what's it, induced labor?
Yeah.
Because, Justin had heart problems. And, yeah, I think he came out, how early did he come out? Like, a couple of weeks?
Yeah, because I think he was supposed to be born on the 18th of
Something like that. It was
February,
pretty
first
cool.
of
They
all.
got him out, had a C-section, and all you remember hearing his mom she was like, look after him.
We're gonna take care of
That
You
was-
take care of him. I'm like,
What?
Where you going?
Where you going?
Wait a minute.
So she had a C-section, so she was drugged, right?
Oh.
So she was just like, look after him. You go look after him. Like, go watch our baby. Don't let him out your sight. Like,
Listen,
she was like, had a fear that somebody was gonna kidnap
I had a
this kid. Like,
C-section.
don't nobody
I
want to
thought
back
they
with a
would
heart
switch out my
around
kids too. I watch a lot of horror films.
It
A
happens.
lot of Lifetime movies.
I don't watch Lifetime, but I do watch horror films.
Aaron
you know,
said
the
she
movie
remembered
Damien.
that too.
You
I
gonna
don't
tell
got
the-
time
you
for
gonna
that.
tell the part about when he was
So
in
all
the
I
NICU,
remember for me
and
was
they had
telling
to
my
restart
mom,
his-
what do you look like?
Oh,
What
my
color are they?
God.
She was like, fuck, great.
We'll
What
get
do you
there.
mean?
We'll get there. We will
So-
get.
so
We will
like,
get there. We will
what?
get there.
What?
Hold on, we gonna get there.
What?
That part, what you about to tell now? We'll get there in a second.
Are you talking about
So
when?
what-
Yeah, what he just said.
Okay.
We'll get there. Yeah.
Why are we pausing?
Because we're not finished with what they're saying, and it was a question that we were going to ask.
Oh,
So
okay.
we'll get there. God damn, can't nobody just believe
So
in me?
do I finish? Like,
Believe
No.
me.
Yes, you finish. You
I
finish
mean,
your
you
story.
can finish the story about when
Oh,
he was born,
so
but
like-
don't tell the whole jumpstart thing.
Oh, you talking about?
Don't tell that.
Oh, dang.
He like, that was my story.
Just
Oh.
say
that
that's
was the
it.
part of the story.
Yeah. Pretty much.
All right, Javari, what
Yeah,
about
I didn't
you?
get to hear him cry for a long time because he had feeding tubes.
Oh,
So like after that, like I really didn't hear his voice until like 2 months or something like that.
Oh,
After NICU,
man.
I was
Shut
really,
up.
like,
I overstand.
yeah.
I was just like, ugh. That was rough. And I didn't want to hold him in the beginning. I was like all dirty. I didn't want to contaminate him. Oh my god.
He's always been a helicopter dad.
I know it's like my
Always.
first
Yes.
born, you know. And, oh my gosh.
I'm gonna be honest. I think like after
He
I
did.
had Bree,
He
I went
almost
to the
did.
bathroom and then walked straight out and held her. I didn't wash my hands or nothing. I was like, shit.
Hey, girl.
Oh, so you
It
ragged.
came out
So
of me.
she's
all your life.
I mean, bitch, you just was in here with a
Yeah.
bunch of piss. You should have just at this point.
You are ridiculous.
Possibly. Okay, your story.
That's doing the day of the birth.
I didn't.
Wait, look at you looking at discussion. You ain't watching the episode. You talking
Who did
about,
I
baby?
marry?
Me.
You know what this is.
Look at me like, ugh.
Yeah.
So what about you, Jamar?
The day of the birth was started like the day before. We knew like she was coming, so we like went to the mall. We went to Target. We was just walking. Like we went wherever we could. We just was walking. We knew it was coming. And I want to say she went to the doctor. We caught like one of them fails. Like, nah, it ain't ready. We went back. Things like, nah, it ain't ready. So about like 11 that night, I went to the crib, knowing I shouldn't have. And then like 2 in the morning, maybe like 1:32, she called me like, up, I'm going to the hospital, it's time. And so we went to the hospital, and we was just up until the next morning. From 2 to, she was born, 10:57.
Okay.
All right, you already know what time.
Listen, I don't remember anything from either of my labors.
All she cared about, as soon as she was born, she was like, where the food at?
I was.
She was looking for the menu.
Like,
she looking for the menu.
There's a picture of me laying in the bed. I'm pretty certain Jayla was to the left or in someone's arms, and I was on the menu.
Like, that was right after the placenta came out. Like, ooh.
They don't let you eat though.
They don't.
Like when I gave birth to our first one, I hadn't eaten for like 28 hours, and I was like, all I had 28 hours ago was a waffle, a frozen one. It was this. I was so sad.
Hungry.
And my father-in-law bought me White Castle. I was
Oh,
so
that's
happy.
legit. That's a nice labor meal.
I food after I had my kids.
Really?
And I couldn't eat because I knew I was having a C-section. So
Oh.
I didn't eat. I stopped eating at 3 a.m.
Yep.
The last thing I had was scallops and like some rice aroni or something. That was the last thing I had eaten.
Yeah, they had, her mama and them had cooked, and they was all over there playing games. I remember I was on the phone.
Yep. And then I didn't, because I was supposed to have my C-section at 9 that morning, and they were just like
raggedy.
Yeah, so they had to call me and had to reschedule it for hours later. And it happened at like what, 1 or 2? And I remember when I felt like I wasn't necessarily hungry, I was out.
Yeah, me too. And listen, every single time with Jayla, with Kamari, please give me the epidural. No, I don't want to do this natural. Give me, because why would I put myself through that?
I tried. I gave it a good old
I didn't have to try.
I held out for 12 hours both times.
Nope.
You're a great one.
I didn't have to
I know when I have kids.
6 hours
You remember
later, had
that
one,
movie Baby
4 hours
Mama?
later.
Where they be like, who's gonna have the epidural? I already know this. I'm not breastfeeding.
Whoa, you should.
I
want a
did.
drink.
You fucking
are the
mess.
worst. Like, jeez.
You all city girl ass.
That's literally
like that.
Woo, that was a lot.
what titties are for.
For them to drink?
To feed.
I didn't breastfeed.
Oh, just so?
I know, no
She
saying
said
my fault,
so.
but like they like that's what they feel like. You
Yeah.
Did you have support about breastfeeding and stuff?
Oh, I wanted her to. She was like, nah, it shouldn't happen.
She
So
was
you
like,
ready
I
to
tried to throw J-Lo on there one night, like, oh. She woke up like, ah.
Just like that. Just numbers.
That was you.
What? So, Brian.
I'm so glad somebody got that.
I was like,
Oh, God.
what's your birthday story? We have 2.
So with Brienne, we were really trying to get her like her in labor. So we was like walking, having sex, having her do squats constantly, and then one morning she woke up and she was like, "Babe, I think my water broke," and I was like, "Well, stand up." So she stands up and then like it proceeds to flood
Gosh.
on our bedroom floor. And she was like, "Oh my God. Oh my God." And I was like, "Go stand in the tub."
Everybody panicking.
That was
the logic. Go stand in the
So
tub.
she go in there, I take her phone, we call the doctor. He like, "Well, yeah, come on in." And we went to the hospital. She was only like, I can't remember, she was like maybe 2 or 3
Just
centimeters.
barely dilated.
Damn.
Yeah, like it wasn't much. And
It was like
Like,
7
I enjoy, like, I look forward to having another kid because I enjoy the whole process of being at the hospital and the baby being born.
Really?
And all that stuff.
Because
I get to get my graham crackers and peanut butter that they
Listen,
have
that
at the hospital.
I have that ice at work.
You know, we be having, and then like a lot of the time it just be me and her in the room. We be vibing. We be having music on.
Just chilling.
You know, that's how it was for Bree at least. She was dancing around, and
I got a video of me dancing the song Pepper Push It.
yeah. And then after many hours of waiting, Bree finally came out, and
she had a cone head.
yeah, she had a cone head. I was like, ooh. Yeah. And then I followed the nurses over there when they was doing what they did, and everything like that. She had to go to the NICU after she was born, because she had like that. I don't remember exactly why she had to go down there. I think they said she had an infection or something, fever. And,
fever. We both had fevers because I started like throwing up, and then I had like chills, and I was shaking. And they were like,
my story,
okay,
though.
you're like,
It's not about you, sis. It's my story.
And I remember going down to the NICU, and I was like scared to hold her.
Oh.
And then the nurse handed her to me, and like, yeah.
It's so beautiful.
Yeah, it was dope. And then with Brooke, we did all the same stuff trying to get the baby to come, but she just wasn't coming yet. And then we was out, because we're realtors. We were out showing a property to our friends, and on the way to the property, she was on the phone, and she was like, "I think my water just broke." We were in like Farmington, and
the hospital's in Ann Arbor.
And I was like, shoot. So I was like, well, let's pull over. How you get out the car? Let's do like we did last time. And then she started leaking and stuff, and I was like, dang. And we called our friends like, hey, Ashley's water just broke. They was like, what you want us to do? We was like, well, come so we can show you the house. Like, we here.
Like, we already here. Like, come see this property.
Real quick.
So we showed them the property. They were about to dip out and go do some stuff, so they actually took Bree for us.
Amazing friend.
They kept her like the whole day and night to the next day when Brooke had came. And we drove to the hospital, and pretty much the same waiting game that it had been before. And it was a little funny. We had a moment where it was kind of like scary, because I remember all of a sudden, like, all the doctors and nurses all the nurses had like came in the room, and I looked up, and Ashley on all fours, and like you could tell like the nurses is freaked out because they like something's wrong, and I'm like, well, what's going on? Like, they ain't saying nothing, they just acting. Like, when you at a hospital and shit going bad, like, they don't tell you nothing. They just start doing it. When they
get silent, start asking questions.
But
which is why I want my third birth to be a home birth. Sorry, no peanut butter crackers.
But yeah, they got everything squared away. Mm-hmm. And I remember after that, I had to go take like a walk. I was like, yeah, I just can't be in here. And then when I came back, it was time to start pushing. And then Brooke was here.
Erin said she remembers that.
Oh, shut up, Erin.
Hey, Danica.
Hey, Danica.
Let me tell you why I'm being like rude to Erin. Not just because I'm rude. Because while I was giving birth, Erin recorded the birth of Brooke. And I'm in labor, and they're like, push, and oh. Coming from the corner, I'm like, push.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, Erin, are you crying?
Yes.
She was like, no.
She sent some rolling eye emojis.
And she's like, you can hear her crying in the video. I'm like, it's okay, Erin. Like, why am I coddling you for my birth? Like, I'm the one pushing out a human. She's like, I'm okay. I'm okay. Like, don't convince me that you're okay. I can hear that you're not okay.
She's trifling.
Right.
She's crying.
Ugh, and we will have that video forever. Thank you, Erin. She went to school for that.
Shots fired.
That's not a shot.
Trigger.
That's real life. She did go to school for that. She said, I went to school for this, and I said, okay, well then you can record.
That's another thing. I don't want nobody recording that when I have a kid.
Then don't.
Yeah. Actually, nobody else in the room.
I said that all mine would be
Nobody
recorded,
recording my
and we
baby
would
coming
use
up.
it as sex education
We
when
got
our children
videos
got
of
older.
That's
stuff happening,
disgusting.
though,
Hi,
before.
Jamal.
Wait.
That's
Okay.
nasty.
So,
No
what's
way.
the next thing, Kim Boston next?
Oh, I wanted to ask, what is the scariest thing that you've experienced as a father?
Ooh, that's
So many things.
Now you can go.
Alright, so the scariest thing when they was Justin, when they was birthing Justin, and like they had to like do a special procedure because he had atrial flutters. His heart was beating too fast, and they had to do this procedure where they had to like restart his heart. So they took the little defibrillator little things, and I mean, I was in there and like they were telling me to get out. Like after I signed the paperwork. So I mean, as soon as they did it, it flatlined, and I was like, my baby did, and I'm like, oh my God. I just remember me like walking back, and I had told my grandma, and like they just started praying, and like I came
like
back
a
on,
praying
but
grandma.
like, oh my gosh.
Now he graduated from kindergarten.
Wow.
Grandma.
That's why he
heavy.
wanted to show y'all them kindergarten.
I felt that one all
Because
in
he
my
had a
chest.
praying
I was like,
grandma.
Okay.
Erin said she will do it a third time.
God.
I already got a video person for the third one, but thank you.
Yeah, that was
But do it on a
heavy.
selfie stick. No.
Jesus. What about you, Jamar?
School. That's the scariest thing. When kids go to school, they totally different people. You can always you think they the same kids at your crib. They not though. They got friends. They got all these little influences and all these outside sources. And it's definitely influences out there, and you know your kid to come back and do stuff that you would never think. You know what I'm saying?
Jesus.
But the school is a monster, bro.
That's why I'm
Oh,
trying to hit
kids.
these millions. We're going to put us all on the compound.
And we
And
gonna
we gonna
sell
And we
to
gonna
these little niggas.
because listen,
Period.
it's
Yeah.
The
just
older they get,
Yeah.
kids
Start
change.
rubbing the eye.
You don't know what the kids' parents is like, and the kids
What
been
it's so
around.
bad.
It's red.
Is it
Allergies. I gotta take a pill.
Bitch,
But,
I got like 3,000.
She got 1,000 so take care.
I know. I think I got some in my purse.
You should have some in your car.
They in my purse.
Oh,
Remember.
remember I left them in? Oh, yeah, because I
Yeah.
told you to put them up because you don't want to look
But,
like I don't
Ridiculousness. So, what about
Yeah.
you, B-Mac? Scariest.
Scariest.
Scariest. I don't really think I have one yet.
Yeah.
And if I do, it's like trauma that I buried.
That you don't want to remember it no more.
This is trauma.
Oh, yeah. So, I remember, so I was at the gym one night when Bree was like 3, maybe 4 months. She might, yeah, right? Or was she a little older?
Well, I can't remember what you're talking about.
Well, this was like one of the scariest moments for me. Oh yeah, that too. That's why she crazy now. Anyway, I was at the gym and Ashley called me crying, like, "Can you come home like right now?" And I was like, "Yeah, like what's up?" She would not tell me what was going on. And when I got home, Bree had fell out the bed on her head or whatever, and like she wasn't like, I don't know, Ashley felt like she wasn't like herself or whatever, but or she like wouldn't stop crying or something, and I don't know, like, and I was nervous once I found out what had happened, but like the second I like got in front of her and held her and started talking to her, she like started laughing, and but that moment was scary. And then like there was another time. It just made Ashley seem raggedy. But it's not, you know, that's not the case. There was another time they were at like Home Depot. You know, Home
We
Depot
was
got
at Lowe's.
Lowe's. They got concrete floors. And Bree was like, she was like 1. Ashley, I think you was pregnant, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Bree, she stood up in the basket and fell and hit her head.
Oh my god.
She hit her head on the shelf first.
Oh.
And then the
She went bloop bloop.
it was like shelf basket floor. And I was just like,
Oh my god.
And,
I'm pretty sure the salesperson thought I was raggedy because I got out my last question and then we left. We didn't like immediately.
We asked some more questions.
I was
she
like,
had
look.
like she had a knot on her head, but like we took her to the emergency. I was like, that was like pretty scary, but she was fine. But yeah, I don't look forward to like school because I'll fuck a kid up.
Period.
Because I fucking fight kids, okay?
I will fuck your child up and they fuck over mine.
Period.
But I think that what you were saying, like the scary part is like not necessarily other people, but like the fact that your kid is like somebody completely different.
Yeah, and the thing is,
you like, whoa, you don't even
influence other kids.
They do.
Like, look, I was just thinking earlier, like having like a sitter or a nanny who has kids is almost scarier than them not having kids.
Yeah.
Because while the nanny may be cool, you may not be as observant as I am. You may not pay that much attention. Like, you don't know that this other kid or even your kid has experienced some sort of fucking trauma. Mm-hmm. And now they're wailing on another kid, or they're doing the same thing that was done to them to a whole other kid. Mm-hmm. And because you're blind to it, like that, sometimes that's scarier. Having kids around, it's like, whoa.
Whoa. And it's weird. It's weird having even having the kids at daycare, because like,
hell yeah, it's other kids.
Because like when I like Bree come home saying stuff, and you be like
where you get that from?
Did you hear that? Like, what are you talking about? Or like
oh my god.
Or like so I noticed that Brienne is like she wants to do like what the cool kids do, or who she determines to be the cool, and that ain't me, like at all. I be like, fuck them other niggas, like, cause I can do me.
Keep saying,
you know what I'm saying?
Keep saying, I'm drunk.
And like, but like she's like very into like just being involved in what other people are doing, and it's so terrifying because it's like that. I just don't think that's a good trait. But at the same time, she's just like she's 3. You know what I mean? So you don't. I don't want her to be like. Don't be like a social piranha.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
That's that. I think that's the serious thing too, is being a parent, finding a balance. Like the whole, okay, don't necessarily do this, but it's kind of okay to do this. That type of thing. That
So like before I leave her every morning, I just say like, you know, it's okay if you want to play by yourself. Like, you're great. You know what I mean? You don't have to be, you know, like be you. Like, don't worry about what anybody else is doing. Lead. And you know, I just try to like pour like positivity into her, give her affirmations, let her know that she's great. Cause like there was a day like we were there one day, and another kid was doing something. Like, mind you, it bothered me a little more because it was a little boy, but he was like playing, and like Bree tried to go sit next to him. And every time she sat next to him, he would move. And I didn't say anything right then because the teacher stepped in. And then later on that day, I was like, yeah, like, if people ain't trying to fuck with you, like, because I talk to my kids like normal.
You have
like,
to.
I was like, if people not really trying to fuck with you, like, you don't gotta, you know what I'm saying? Don't press yourself onto them. Like, they gonna go do your own thing. And when they come later, they gonna be like, oh, shit. Like, why she not fucking with me? She cool. You know what I'm saying? And then it really worked that way, because like when I went to daycare like a week later, she was like, yeah, Bree, like, she just been coming in doing her own thing, and then like they're like wondering why she don't play with them, and I was like, oh yeah, that's because I tell her every day.
Because you tell her, you be positive with it, right? Because again, I'm kind of raggedy. And she'd be like,
very much
Mom, Julie didn't play with me, and David didn't play with me. I'd be like, fuck them kids. You great. Fuck them. If they don't want to play with you, I'm sure your sister want to play with you. Brooke want to play with you. She was like, yeah. I'm like, don't push off your sister to play with them suckers. Like, your sister's amazing. You're amazing. If they don't want to play with you, fuck them kids. She was like, okay.
So my nephew started watching. He said, hell no, y'all got niggas now? And then he goes, everybody booed up with my auntie. That's my baby.
Everybody's not booed up.
Everyone's not booed up.
These niggas are single. This nigga's single.
They booed up to Diamond, so she get like.
So she gets noticed.
What the fuck? All right, one time, can all three of you, actually while you're up, can all three of you stand up in front of the camera, please? All three of you, can you go in front of the camera?
Just go stand in front of the camera.
Stand in front of the camera,
like,
Negro.
Just stand up.
What's going on?
Like, y'all niggas don't ever stand up on the show. I'm afraid.
Because we're not guests. The fuck you mean?
Right.
What are you doing? Get in the camera. Get in the camera.
I don't know what that's.
Squat then. That's cool.
I mean, like, it's
What we doing?
It's like our midsection
Just
if we
squat.
stand.
That's cool.
What we doing?
I hate you so much. Don't face me. Face the camera.
Oh, gotta look at the. You about to throw something at us?
Yes, I am. About to throw some money. I got it.
Throw some ones.
Okay,
Throw some more.
in honor of you guys being our guests on this show and Father's Day, we got something for you guys. You know that's true.
That's the shirt I was asking Diamond for earlier.
No, punk.
Oh, I'm just saying.
So in honor of it being,
Hold on, wait.
Yeah, I know. Just in case you guys don't know, Ashley has her ass in Brian's face.
Well, I'm restarting
I mean, we get
Instagram.
what's happening, but you still did it.
I don't really mind.
We know you
You
don't.
like it.
Nonetheless, this is
So,
what's
are you even in the camera?
Yeah, he's in the camera.
Okay.
If
So, in
you
honor of
see
being
him
Father's
on
Day,
Scoot to the right.
happy
just a
Father's
little
Day
bit.
to 3 amazing papas.
Cause y'all kind of dope.
Y'all are. Y'all are pretty dope.
Awesome.
Got low key litty.
Very
Just giving you.
Just high
Give
five.
you a high five.
Fuck.
Jesus
You're
Christ.
so socially awkward.
From here at So This Is Podcast, we have these for you.
Daddy, House of Chaos. First of his name. The Barbecue Master. King of the Beer.
Keeper of the remote.
Call of the
yeah.
Nap Time. Keeper of the Remote. Father of Wildlings.
And then on the back,
that's good.
they're
That last one.
Lord of their last name.
Lord Bastard.
Lord of their
Lord
house.
James.
Yay! There
Boom.
Man, is this a whack ass Game of Thrones?
You've been.
This ain't season 8 though.
First and
This all
foremost,
season. This is everything before season 8.
first and foremost, you better be respectful to them Game of Thrones theme t-shirts.
We just
This
knighted
is
you.
before. This is season 7 and below. I'm
We
just saying.
made y'all lords. Really?
Not no season 8 Lord.
Really?
Ain't no damn season
Thank
8
Lord.
Lord.
Because everybody dies,
Burned
Jabbar.
all the seasons.
They ain't
Yeah.
even watching. Everybody dies.
Yay.
Alright.
Thank you.
So my nigga Slappy.
Aw. That's your Slappy. Slapped it out his hand.
You should
Or she
No,
slapped
man.
out of my hand.
I'm so uncomfortable.
Why?
Because you
Yeah, I
gave me that.
appreciate it. Cause like,
No, I understand.
You don't
Be
watch
like
Game
in
of
the-
Thrones.
no, I'm
No.
talking about with the whole Father's Day. Cause like, I hate getting the appreciation of something that I'm supposed to do. You know what I'm saying?
No,
I
listen.
mean, that's cool.
Like, it's like congratulating a fish
No,
for swimming.
I
You know
feel
what
you,
I'm
but
saying?
listen, when
They congratulate Michael Phelps all the time.
Hello.
not all fathers are fathers, though.
Not all fathers.
Not all
Hey,
fathers
hey.
are fathers.
You look at them right now with no daddy for her twins. I said what I
What you
said.
talking
Shawty.
about? Be that
I'm
baby
sorry.
catcher.
I'm sorry. Except they got daddy right there, right there. With no biological man to be like, well, this is what happened during delivery. Here's the scariest moment of their lives. Nobody there. So for all the men who are
There's a lot
there
of daddies can't answer those
consistently,
questions.
right?
That's
You know what I'm
true.
saying?
That's true.
So you
Before
should
the
Mine
be
can't
men who
answer
are
the
there
questions.
consistently, of course we celebrate you, especially for being a
Absolutely.
black man. Right, press okay.
Hey.
I'm
Right,
gonna
press
boy on
okay over
Sunday.
there.
Hey.
Love y'all. You should wear that mug on
okay on
Sunday.
Sunday.
You should wear that mug on
Especially
Sunday.
with my wildlings.
Right.
With your
Right.
wild, you got preteens. They wild for real.
Yeah.
They buck wild.
I love it, though.
So Father's Day is Sunday, people. If you have a good father anywhere around you, if you know a good father anywhere around you,
Or
celebrate
a
him.
father figure.
Or father figure.
Uncle Willie.
right.
Celebrate them.
I ain't had no daddy around when I was growing up.
But
That's
your
why
husband-
I'm wild
Mama
out.
Your
Crystal
husband
on
gonna
here
beat
too.
you.
Hey.
So
Crystal said, Happy Father's Day.
Tell
Happy
Tone I
Father's Day,
said
man.
Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day.
if you
Turning
know
up on Sunday.
some great fathers, some great men, celebrate them. This is not bitter
Yeah.
mommy's day. Daddies don't get to be bitter on Mother's Day. So don't do that. More so celebrate the men that you know that are fathers. And if you don't
Yep,
know
I'll
any
be
men, we
with
just
my
introduced
uncle.
you to 3 men right here. If you don't know any good men, we just introduced you to some. Shout out to them. Shout out to all of the great fathers that we know, especially black fathers, because black dads matter.
Period.
Period.
Happy Father's Day,
Father's
D.
Day.
Happy
Happy
Father's
Father's Day,
Howard. Happy Father's Day to all the men. Thank you guys so much for rocking out with us here today. Shirts brought to you by Diamond Jewel.
She made them.
She made them. So for all you women or people, if you have not gotten your Father's Day gift, feel free to drop us an order. She'll make t-shirts, glasses, umbrellas.
She made this.
She made this. If you want those Game of Thrones themed shirts, let us know. Also, shout out to Hungry High Hubby. Everybody get your tickets for the Weed and Feed barbecue for the entire month of June. It is $10 off any of your tickets. It's going to be much bigger, much liver. Hit me up if you want a ticket to that. Shout out to I Host Paint Parties. Hit her up, especially if you want to do a dad portrait or something of that nature. I'm sure she'll do it for you. Thank you guys again for kicking it with us. Very, very sorry that we were very, very late. Our bad, but y'all know how we get down. Y'all know this already. Thanks again for everybody tuning in, because you could have been anywhere in the world. But you're here with us. But you were here with us. So this has been another episode of So This Is.
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 Some bush.
Over. Really? Really? The hell with you, Turtle.